Dear second semester honors and general students, this is our class on e-commerce, and in today's class I will discuss two important topics under e-commerce. First one is electronic customer relationship management, ECRM, and second one is supply chain management. Firstly, we will discuss about what is ECRM or electronic customer relationship management. Previously, we have some prior knowledge about customer relationship management. Like in our home, we had received a postcard, greetings card on various occasions like uh, Durga Puja, then Dhanteras, then on Poila Boishakh, that means the Bengali New Year's Day, from various shops, basically from the jewelry shops. They send the invitation later in form of printed greetings card, uh, and on in response of this particular invitation, on that particular date, that means on the date of Dhanteras or during Durga Puja, or on the date of Poila Boishakh, we visited their shops to purchase the ornaments. So when that type of customer relationship management can be taken with the help of information technology. Suppose when we receive SMS, we receive emails, we receive any other types of e-mode, that means with the help of social media like Facebook or WhatsApp, from this type of invitation from the various service providers, at the same time the shops. So that particular one can be example as a e-customer relationship management. Next, we come to the definition of e-customer relationship management. What is the meaning of e-customer relationship management? We can define ECRM as activities to manage customer relationships by using the internet, web browsers, or other electronic touch points. It offers communication and information on the right topic in the right amount and at the right time that fits the customer's specific needs. That means the main purpose of the ECRM is to meet the requirements of his existing customers, at the same time also create the new customers for that for the future purpose of that particular business. Next, we come to the point, the what are the goals of ECRM. First one is know your customer. This one is a very common word. Everybody were aware about the word KYC. Actually, know your customers means with the help of the ECRM, the particular host of the ECRM, that means the particular website or particular service provider, with the help of the ECRM, they can gather the prior knowledge about the customer taste, preferences, at the same time the purchasing power of his individual customers. Next, the customer service. We can distinguish two types of customer service. First one is the first customer service is the customer service before selling the goods, and one customer service is after selling the particular goods. In case of the at the time of selling the goods, that particular customer with the help of the eCRM, it is the duty of that particular host of the websites or that particular shops, virtual shop, to inform in details about the features of that particular goods, including the price, to his particular customer. After sale service means that particular product, if it is delivered by that particular host website or particular shops, so that particular details information regarding delivery of the goods, then after delivery of the goods, if during the use of that particular goods, if that particular customer can face any type of problem, so then with the help of the eCRM process, it is the task of that particular service provider or that particular seller to meet the basic requirements, at the same time they solve the problem which he has faced during use of that particular product or service. Thirdly, more efficient marketing. This one is very much important. The marketing is the very key word in case of any types of business. Without considering the marketing, that particular any type of business never can be survive. The marketing in broader sense, we can consider the promotion, at the same time sale of the goods to the customer. So with the help of the eCRM, this is the particular business can meet the requirements of his customer at the particular time, within the stipulated time period, at the same time that particular in exchange of reasonable price also. Build customer loyalty is the fourth important point. The build customer loyalty stands for it is an interactive relationship with the customer, consists of three critical life cycle stages, which are nurture, grow and retain. Existing customers are not only less costly to retain, but they also respond 4 to 5 times more readily to promotions and emails campaigning than new customers. It is important to extract more wealth out of your existing customer base. That means the customer loyalty is very much important for eCRM to retain the existing customer, because they are the main base of that business. Next important goals is reduce customer service cost. It is very much important for business point of view. The main objective of the business is to reduce the cost. Maybe that cost is related with the service cost, at the same time production cost also, but here we will discuss about the how the eCRM can helpful for the particular business to reduce customer service cost. The eCRM, with the help of the eCRM process, without considering any middleman, the interaction between the customer and the business or the service provider can be taken place. So due to non-existence of any type of middleman, the particular business or the service provider can provide the service, various types of service to his customer in a cheapest price. Next goal is to enable and empowers mass communication. The eCRM is very much important for enable and empower mass communication purpose. The last goal is provide right information to the right prospective customer. In this particular case, we can consider example like this. With the help of the ECRM, that particular business house can easily know about the taste preference of that particular customer, which is not possible by that particular any business to know about the customer preference without when he depends on the only customer, that means the common customer relationship management process. With the help of the ECRM process, the particular business house or the service provider can meet the requirement of that particular exact customer, and at the same time they can also provide the goods or send the goods to that particular customer who want or demanded for that type of product. So this is very easy for the particular business house with the help of the ECRM to identify the right person, or that means the right customer for the right goods. Next, we'll discuss about the features of ECRM. Firstly, the first feature is integrated real-time information. The comprehensive ECRM system in the organizations capture every order, every payment transaction, every shipment, every communication, and every aspects involving customer relationship, all in real time. ECRM is integrated with its multi-channel sales, order engines, and marketing engine. Customer support is made easy by virtue of having all relevant information in a single unified view. Actually, in shortly, if we can explain the integrated real-time information, it means that to meet the requirement of the customer within short period with the help of the ECRM. If there is no such ECRM, so we never can able to know about the requirement of the customer on that particular time. Next feature is prioritization and personalization. The prioritization and personalization is one of the most important features of ECRM process. It means the application tracks, that means ECRM application tracks all the valuable customers and encourage them to do more business with the particular company. Next is buying groups and organizations. The ECRM supports groups and other form of buying organizations that receive special pricing, aggregate their orders to a sum benefit, and need cumulative reporting. Here we can consider the example like this. In case of Shopper Stop or Pantaloons or Big Bazaar, according to on the basis of your capacity of the purchasing or the amount you have already purchased from that particular shopping malls, they can categorize their customers and offer and sometimes in case of Pantaloons, in case of Shopper Stop, in case of Big Bazaar, they are categorized this type of segment of the customer in a particular name, through which they can identify that this customer has the capacity to purchase this amount of garments or any types of product from that particular shopping mall, and for this particular purpose they also encourage that type of customer by offering them various types of discounts, various types of promotional offers, or free gifts, etc., etc. Next, activity management, the one of the most important feature of eCRM. The system, in case of activity management, the activity management means the system has a configurable activity management system with a complete calendar, notations, categorized issues, tracking and resolutions management. Next feature is customer communication. Trouble ticket and live chat customer communication enables all email communication as well as trouble ticket and live chat supported by a configurable communications engine. Customer can easily submit a trouble ticket or use the live chat 24/7. Actually, with the help of this eCRM process, the customer can easily communicate with that particular service provider by live chat in various apps. We can see this type of provision of live chat, that if you have any problem with the goods or in the service of that particular service provider, then you can launch the complaint with the help of the particular medium of submission of your complaint, like live chat. Next, customer service and self-service. eCRM integrated service tools increase customer loyalty while reducing support cost. Customer can log in anytime to view their order history, track packages, request refunds, or view quotes. Next is new customer acquisition and prospecting. The eCRM functionally enables tracking of all prospects according to stage of development and likeliness to make a purchase. Prospect records seamlessly convert into customer records with password, production and entitlements. Next is the attribute. The attribution system of eCRM enables the definition and storage of any number of aspects of each customer for use in prioritization, loyalty programs, determining customer acquisition source, entitlements, and contractual obligations. Next, the advantages of the eCRM. Firstly, less expensive. The eCRM process is less expensive in comparison to the ordinary customer relationship management process, because with the help of the information technology, by using software, we can interact with our customer within a very short period, and with the help of which we can meet the customer requirement, and which is very much helpful for the growth of the business. Next is good coverage. That particular ECRM process cover the various aspects from the point of view of his prospective customers. Next, supports right technologies. The ECRM process very much helpful for supports right technologies in respect of that particular business. Extended customer relationship. That particular ECRM process is very much important for extended customer relationship. Extended customer relationships means to retain his prospective customer year after year, and with the help of which the particular customer can prefer firstly they prefer to purchase any types of goods from that particular website or from particular applications or mobile apps. So extended customer means the customer relationship with that particular app or business never can be ended. It is a long lasting effect. Next, competitive service delivering. This one is very much important. Everybody we are aware about the competition in a particular in all the types of business fields. So this ECRM process is very much important. If your ECRM process is very much efficient, so that particular is very much helpful to win over in any types of competition in any type of market conditions. Improved product and service delivery process. The ECRM process is very much helpful for improving the product and service delivering process. On the basis of the feedback received from his prospective customer, they can change their types of product, at the same time the service delivery process. Better customer knowledge. It is very much helpful for particular business to make a database with the help of the ECRM process, with the help of which that particular business can know better about his customer. Smooth, efficient customer service. This is also very much important for any particular business. The ECRM process is very much helpful for smooth and effective customer service. Suppose when you launch a complaint regarding the particular type regarding after purchase of a particular product, if you can face any problem and launch a complaint, so within a very short period you will receive the feedback from that particular company that within 72 hours or within 24 hours your problem will be solved by the particular technicians. So this type of interaction, so when you when that particular technician out for providing your service from his particular place, so you will receive a SMS or a call from that particular technician that I will reach your home within 5 or within a particular stipulated time period. You may can receive the SMS from that particular technician or a phone call. So this is a part of the ECRM process. Smooth and efficient customer service is the main objective of that particular ECRM process. Next is the next advantage is identifying and addressing customer satisfaction problems. With the help of the ECRM process, it is very easy for the business to identify, find and addressing the customer satisfactions and any types of problem. with the help of the feedback process. After completion of any service or any selling or sale of any product, you can receive the email or SMS, or a soft copy of customer feedback form, and that particular service provider request you to please fill up or give your opinion regarding the service of our service of that particular product which you have purchased. So on the basis of which they can make they can in future context they can change themselves. At the same time they can also know about your preference or taste. Next is identifying consumer needs through a data mining process. This one is very much important. The data mining is one of the most important part of ECRM process. With the help of the ECRM process, that particular business house or the particular website or the service provider can make a database which can be treated as, that particular database can be treated as data dictionary, and from particular data dictionary, as per the requirements, the particular host site can know about everything about your taste preference, or at the same time your requirements. So this process can be treated as the data mining. So that in ECRM process, this one is one of the most important tasks of that particular host site, that to create a huge volume of his customer database for the purpose of the any future contact with that particular existing customer, or any types of for the any promotional purpose. Every time we receive this type of SMS in our mobile phone regarding the various types of newly product launched by the host company, various types of company from where we had already purchased some goods. Next advantage is improves relationships with business partners. This one is very much important. Improve relationship with business partners. The ECRM process also helpful to improve relationship with the business partners. Business partners means any other any other business houses attached with that particular business. At the same time, from the point of view of the various parties attached with that particular one, parties means the debtors, creditors, at the same time the government also. Improves standard business practice. The ECR, with the help of the feedback received from the ECRM process, the business can also improve its standard, and on the basis of which when the business can improve his standards, so then more and more customer, with the help of which they can able to attract more and more customers. This one is that's why one of the most important advantage of the ECRM process. Next, provides opportunities for cross selling and upselling, which increase revenue. These two types of selling is very much important, with the help of which the ECRM process is very much helpful for these two types of process, and the business can increase the revenue for cross selling and upselling, provide opportunities for cross selling and upselling. Next is the limitation of ECRM. That portion is very much important. First point, for the first limitation is there is no system of recognition between the users and the business enterprises. Next limitation is sometimes mismatch occurs between the enterprise and vendors CRM software. When this type of mismatch occurs, so then there is a communication gap creates between the business house, at the same time the user of that particular software, that will be the customer. Poor understanding of company's business. With the help of the eCRM process, it is never can be very easy for the customer to know about everything about the business process of that particular company. So that's why sometimes the customer can face various types of problem. Next limitation is implementation of eCRM has a very high rate of failure due to higher level of management sponsorship. Sometimes the management, that means the higher level management, those who make the plan about to implement the eCRM process in their business, due to their negligence, due to their unawareness, the eCRM process cannot be successful in various businesses. Next limitation is the possibility of rejection by end users is very high. This one is very much important, that you send a SMS to your existing customer, and you make an assessment that that particular existing customer should accept this offer, and he should buy this product. So on the basis of which you can make all the assessment that this amount of this number of customer should purchase this the new this particular type of product. But what happened, due to absence of direct interaction, you do not know about whether surely they should purchase the goods or not. So you wait day by day, but you will not receive any types of response from them. So this type of problem can be taken place due to by using of eCRM process. That's why we consider here one of the most important limitations, the possibility of rejection by end users is very high. Next is difficulty in measuring and valuing intangible benefits. It is very much difficult to measure and valuing the intangible benefits with the help of the eCRM process. Next limitation is failure to identify and focus on specific business problem. If we can see the feedback form or any particular feedback portion of the particular application, mobile app or any website, there are some close-ended questionnaires are there. So with the help of this particular close-ended questionnaire, sometimes it is very much difficult to know about the main reason behind the failure of at the same time that particular failure can be the very much when we unable to identify the failure of the business problem, so this failure will be the major cause for any slowdown of that particular business during the future course of action. Next is poor users acceptance of eCRM. Poor users acceptance of eCRM stands for um, there are a huge number of people, uh, they are not uh, very much aware about the process of use of application, mobile application or website. So we never can, that if the business houses, those who depends on the ECRM process, they never can reach to this type of people, but they may be the prospective buyers or the consumers of that particular product. So due to poor users acceptance of the ECRM, the business houses unable to sell their product large in number, where the customers are not using the mobile phone apps or websites. Next is the functional components of ECRM. Actually, the functional components of ECRM means, if I want to introduce the ECRM process in my business, so what are the infrastructural facilities should be available in my business? Firstly, CRM software, that means customer relationship management software. ECRM system is module based customer relationship management application software, and this is very much important for ECRM purpose, without which the ECRM never can be successfully operates his functionaries in a particular business. Next, the business process. ECRM is designed to enhance management control and operational control in the chain of customer relationship management. Next is use of ECRM. Primary users are customers and partners. Next functional component is hardware and operating system. Most of the customer relationship management systems are Unix based, and it is built in TCP or IP. People management. It implies the effective use of people in right place at the right time for the right purpose for providing right services. Lead management. Next functional component is lead management. It involves managing market campaigns, making marketing list, etc. in customer form. Next, sales force automation. It implies a software solution relating to sales forecasting and tracking relevant data for estimation of revenue possibilities. Next is workflow automations. It includes reducing cost and streamlining processes. Next, customer service. It ensures suitable solutions to every customer and enhance customer retention and loyalty. Next, marketing. Marketing is an important component of customer relationship management. Last functional component is analytics. It enables the study of data which is needed to make an estimate of business condition at any given point of time. With the help of these picture, we can show the functional components of ECRM. In this particular picture, the position of the customer is the middle, and the factors, the components are marketing management, sales force automation, e-commerce, customer support and service, and back office analysis. Uh, in case of marketing management, there is a relationship, both way relationship with the customer. The marketing management uh, is very much important for creating customer, and then sales for automation is very much related with the marketing management. This one is one of the most important part of the marketing management. And the marketing management in case of eCRM process depends on the that particular sales for automation depends on the e-commerce, and that particular e-commerce also related with the customer support and service. That means the main purpose of the customer relationship management, and that particular customer support and service, from there with the help of this particular database, the main task of the back office is to creates creates the database of his customer with the help of this eCRM software, and use this particular database for market analysis purpose, at the same time forecast the demand of any types of product in case of future course of action. Next we come to the point, 3 phases of eCRM. There are 3 phases of eCRM. The first phase is the data collection. The data collection stands for information regarding customer. The second phase is data aggregation. Collected data filtered and analyzed. With the help of this data aggregation, the particular eCRM process filtered the data and make his database with the help of the helpful data, and ignore the unsuitable data. Third phase is the customer interaction. That particular one is very much important. In this particular phase, eCRM provide proper feedback to customer. Next is the different level of eCRM. First one is customer centered services. The customer centered services are product details, order tracking, customization, security. Next is the foundational level, foundational services. This is the website responsiveness, effectiveness, and order fulfillment. And lastly, the value added services. Here we consider the online education and training and online auction. Here is some differences between CRM and eCRM process. Actually, I had already provide this the hard copy or the one PowerPoint presentation on this particular topic, the difference between CRM and eCRM, and which is available in the college website. So this is my humble request to all the students, please go through this portion from these particular materials, and we can shortly state it in this particular factor that the CRM is some old version of eCRM, when there is no such use of technology, means the software or computer system in the business. So on that particular days, they depends on the basic customer relationship management process, and now they depends on the eCRM process, which is totally virtual in nature. This is all about our eCRM process. Next we come to the another segment of our discussion, which is supply chain management. We had already discussed so many times that the marketing is one of the most important part of the ECRM process, and all the main objective of the ECRM is related with the marketing to make the efficient marketing process. The main purpose of the ECRM is to make the marketing process of the business efficient. So here we consider the another particular portion which is also related with that word marketing, and ECRM also very much related with this topic, which is supply chain management. Actually, in simply concept, the supply chain management means the integrated process through which the producer can send the product to his customer. Today, everybody were about the how the supply chain management works, because due to lockdown situation, the supply chain management in various parts of the of our country disrupted, so many times we had heard the word supply chain management. The supply chain management means the way or the process through which we receive the goods which was produced by the particular producer who is far away from us. So suppose a producer produce goods in Mumbai, and we are the customer of that particular product. So that particular producer first produce the goods, then send these finished goods to the distributor, then from distributor to then that particular distributor send the goods to the particular retailer, then from a retailer shop we get that particular product. In this particular process, if one particular stage unable to perform, so then it is never can be possible by us to receive that particular goods within the stipulated time period, and everybody we face this problem during this lockdown situation. Now this one is the simply picture of how the supply chain management works. This one is the supply chain management flows. Here is the manufacturer, and this is there is another part, that how the manufacturer produce good with the help of some raw materials. So here is the supplier of raw materials. Supplier supplies the raw materials. He is also this particular supplier also the part of the supply chain management. He supply the raw materials to the manufacturer, then manufacturer produce the finished goods, then particular manufacturer send the finished goods to the warehouse, then from that warehouse the goods are dispatched for the customer or the distributor with the help of the logistic, like through train, through air, or maybe through shipment also, and we the consumer we receive the goods. And there is another important portion of the supply chain management, that is the shareholder. The shareholders, here we mention the shareholders because they are the main source of finance. So shareholders capital is very much important for production of the goods. These shareholder, with the help of the shareholders, the researcher or the designer, they make the design, or at the same time the researcher are with the help of their research, they creates new types of goods. So that's why we consider the sales and product development. And there is a procurement. Here we in particular business, they estimated the cost of the production, the value of the raw materials, then the price of the product, everything they are produced. So this one is the simply picture of the supply chain management flow. In the definition of the supply chain management, we can say that a supply chain is the flow of materials, information, money and service from raw material suppliers through factories, warehouses to the end customer. Actually, if we can consider our last picture, the money flow in this way from shareholders to business sale production, then produce goods, then warehouse, then consumer purchase the goods, and so in this way and that particular way our money flows and information flows both the way. Everybody we are aware about the information flows both the way. A supply chain is a network. Secondly, we can define or explain the concept of supply chain in this way. A supply chain is a network of facilities and distribution options that performs the functions of procurement of materials, transformation of these materials into intermediate and finished products, and the distribution of these products to the customers. Thirdly, we can explain the supply chain in this way. Supply chain is the process from the initial raw materials to the ultimate consumption of the finished products, linking across supplier, user, companies and functions within and outside a company that enable the value chain to make products and provide services to customer. Next, the participants in the supply chain. Who are the participants? Producers, distributors, retailers and the customers. And fifth one is one of the most important one, service providers. The service providers are the transport system, any types of transport system. So without considering the service providers, we never that particular supply chain management never can successfully performed. Here we can consider a small picture of the participant in the supply chain, how the participants are interacted during a flow of supply chain. Here is the manufacturer. First we can start with the raw materials. Then supplier, raw material supplier supply raw materials to manufacturer produce goods, finished goods, and they send it to the distributors. Distributors, from the distributors, the retailer purchased the goods. At the same time, the distributors send the goods to the retailer shops. Then from the retailer shops, we receive the goods with the customer. Here is the customer. So in this way, the participants make a successful role for the supply chain management. Next, some features of module of supply chain management. Forecasting and planning, the one of the most important part of supply chain management. On the basis of the forecasting, that means what about the future demand of that product. We can make the plan at the beginning of the supply chain management in that particular here. In this particular place, we consider about this forecasting and planning in these two particular place of supply chain management flow. Next, order management. This one is very much important. On the basis of the forecasting and planning, then we consider about the total volume of the order, on the basis of which, as per our order, that means the demand here, we purchase the raw materials from the suppliers, and as according to the requirements of the demand of the goods, we produce the goods. Next, inventory management. Inventory management is very much important. Inventory management means as a accountancy honor student, we have some knowledge about the various process of stock taking, like LIFO, FIFO, just-in-time inventory. So in that particular case, we can apply these techniques to manage the inventory. Inventory means here the closing stock of raw materials. Next, procurement, according to the demand, according to the taste, as per the planning, business produce the goods. Then logistic, without considering the logistic, the supply chain management, I had already told that the supply chain management cannot be successful with the help of the logistic. Send the goods within the stipulated time period, and the customer should receive the goods with the when that particular logistic can perform successfully. And last one is very much important, that is the return management. The return management contains the return of damaged goods, or sometimes return of goods that the date of those goods were already expired. At the same time, unsold goods, sometimes the business can also, that producer can also receive it, which was returned by the customer, returned by the retailer. And customer also sometimes return back the goods due to any types of damage or any types of problem with the goods. So then that particular option is very much important in the supply chain management in terms of features also. Without return, the return management is very much important for any types of production house. Next, the different structure of supply chain. Firstly, we will discuss about the pipeline structure. for this pipeline structure, series of production or assembly stages, as in continuous manufacturing. If we can consider any particular production related with the, suppose, iron and steel. So in case of that particular case, the huge volume of production can be taken place, and it's a continuous process of manufacturing. Next, late communication. That particular late communication supply chain, the main feature is it assembled and customized as per the specific requirements. Like example as the production of IC chips. So according to the requirement, at the same time, as per the order received from the various companies, that particular producer can change the types of his production. So that's why that type of supply chain can be treated as the late communication, late customization. Next, divergent structure. In this particular case, wide varieties of finished goods are produced with a limited number of raw materials, example as chemicals, textiles. Next, convergent structure. Sequence of assembly tasks are carried out to obtain the final product. In this particular case, the assembly tasks can be taking place for giving a shape of that particular product. We can take an example of automobile industry. Lastly, private industrial network. Collaborative relationship between buyers and suppliers. This one is the according to the relationship of the private buyers and suppliers, that particular supply chain can be taking place. And there are two other type of supply chains are internal supply chain, means within the organization. That means the supply chain process which can be taken place within the organization can be treated as the internal supply chain. And secondly, the external supply chain, where the relationship with the customer through marketing and sales. That means that particular one is after completion of the production, then the particular finished goods dispatched by the dispatched from the warehouse to send it to a distributor. So that means when the particular finished goods goes out from that particular production house, from warehouse, so rest of the process, rest of the supply chain process can be considered in terms of external supply chain. Next, the components of e-supply chain planning. The components are advanced scheduling and manufacturing planning. The scheduling and manufacturing planning, the scheduling means that that particular part of the everybody we already aware of the supply chain is a process, and that any types of process contains some stages. So scheduling means the startup time, at the same time completion of time of that particular stage is that this particular schedule should be maintained during supply chain process. Demand forecasting before starting the manufacturing process. The particular business, the production unit should have to aware about the demand of that product. So this is called as a demand forecasting. Transportation planning, means how that particular finished goods will be sent to the distributor, and the distributor this next the planning of the distributor is to how that particular product also sent to the retailer, and if we can consider the pre production stage, that means how the business house can receive the goods from the raw materials from the suppliers. So these two are the main important part of the transportation planning. And the transportation planning also, in the transportation planning we should also consider the curtailment of the cost. At the same time, within short period, that product should reach to the customer. Next, distribution planning. The distribution planning also very much important, that how the product will be distributed, and that particular planning process should be suitable according to the situation, at the same time according to the according to the geographical, at the same time the other factors should be considered in case of the distribution planning. And lastly, the order commitment. The order commitment is very much important. That means you should have to supply the product according to the order you had received. If you are unable to meet the order, so then the wrong feedback should be received by the user of that particular product, that the company unable to meet the requirement of the customer. So then the customer, there is a probability of the from the point of view of the customer, the existing customer can switch over to the any other types of product available in the market, which is produced by other company, and the leading company can lose the product, lose his existing customer if they are unable to meet the requirement of the of his customer. Next, and the last topic is the last matter of discussion of our discussion is the e-supply chain fusion. That it can be considered as the process also, e-supply chain process. Process of e-supply chain fusion involves the migration from existing non-integrated supply chain to more effective integrated supply chain, and thereby creating a tightly woven supply chain. In stage 1 of e-supply chain fusion, the title of the stage 1 is the information sharing. A common base of readily available sale and information can be taking place in the particular stage 1. The stage 2 is the in stage 2, the creating joint performance measurement and collaborative planning process can be taking place. The creating performance measurement and developing a clear understanding of the cost and benefits involved in this particular stage 2. The stage 2 is the realignment of work. It means through the process of collaboration, decision making is decentralized and workload is shared among the enterprises. The stage 5, that means the stage 4, the last stage, is redesigning products and process so that work become easier or more effective. In the last stage, stage 4, as per the requirement of the customer, that particular production house should redesign his product and process so that the work become easier or more effective. So everybody in our daily life we use the various types of FMCG product, and when you use that particular FMCG product, we can see that most of the in the label of the most of the product there is a word that is new, ultra, this type of adjective added with the name of that product. So why? Because this is the task of the research and development department of the particular production house to re-engineer or redesign that particular product and make it more suitable, more effective, through which that particular product can meet the new demand of the of his customers. So this is all about our e-supply chain fusion, and the hard copy will be available in our college website. So I request everybody, please collect the hard copy of e-supply chain portion which I discuss in this particular demonstration lecture. Thank you everybody.